version, I think on the Mac, you go to Get Data and select the text CSV from there. From text CSV, I'm selecting the sales data with teams. And you can see this all comma separated data in here. We have numbers, we have dates, we have products, we have all kinds of information on here. That's important. And once it's imported there, we see that we get the data. We have the sales ID, we have comma delimiter as comma. As the first 200 rows, what we see here, or based on the first 200 rows. Product C, sales date, quantity, price, region, salesperson, entity. Great, right? Let's load that in. So on the right-hand side, you will see that the queries and connections, 10,000 rows loaded. We can see what the columns are, etc., etc. We can edit it in DAX. I'm not a big knowledgeable about DAX, so I would not touch that at this moment in time. So we have the data in Excel. Once we have it, we can start working on the analytics. So now we have the data in Excel. We want to do a little bit more with it. We want to sanitize it. We want to use it in our data analysis to see what's going on with it. So first of all, I see that I have a quantity, the amount of units sold, and the price for each unit, but I don't have a total profit out of that sale. So I'm going to create that. This is just a very simple multiplication formula. We have the price, we multiply it by the quantity, and then we have that number. What I want to do is the price and total is a currency, so I want the accounting formatting so that I can see straight away how much money it was instead of how much numbers. Second one is I want to create the years. I want to extract the years because I'm not using pivot tables to do my calculations and to do my analysis. I'm using a different approach. I'm going to show you later on in this video. But for that, I need to extract a little bit more from the data here, which is absolutely fine. I want to extract the year. So the year is just from this number. We have to change it slightly to number first and then to general. And now we have 2022, 2023, etc., etc. And I want to do the same for the month numbers. Month number is month. And also here we have to change it to number quickly and then to general. So we get the exact numbers and months. Good. So we have the month numbers, we have the month year. What I want to do, I want to make it humanizing, a humanized number. So number 10 is October, number 12 is December. I need a VLOOKUP for that. Let's create lookups. Let's say month, number, and month. And say 1, 2, 3. Let's Excel do the rest for us. And January, February. And let's Excel do the remainders. Good. So this is our lookup table for the months. Month lookup. There we go. We get it sorted. We get it sorted. So this is our lookup. We can edit in here, not necessary straight away, but this is actually all what I wanted to sanitize at the moment. So I want to make sure that we have no weird numbers, no NAs, or no zeros, anything like that. So everything should be a real column so that we can use it in our next session. So once we have it all sanitized, we can start with the next step. The next step is really looking into the data analytics side of it. What is happening with the data? We can use pivot tables for that. But like I said earlier, I am dividing a little bit from pivot tables. I love them, but there are better ways for my approaches that I can use. So I want to share with you how I do that. So first of all, Let's see if there's month over month or year differences. So let's say this is yearly data. So what I want is I want the month in here. The month is the month number what we have in here. So 10, 12, 10, etc., etc. But we can copy paste them all ourselves. We know the month numbers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But I want to show you in a different way how to get that data, because it might be a very dynamic way how we can do this. So that's with the unique function. The unique function is looking at your whole data and only pulls out the unique number, unique values out of your data. So this gives me a really good way to get all the month numbers in this scenario. However, as you can see, it is all scrambled up. It's exactly how it is found in the data. The 10 was on top, then the 12, and then you see that it's no a good order into it. Doesn't help us in our analytics. So we can sort it, and sort by default is ascending or descending. I always got confused which one it is, but it's from small to large number. So there you see it. Once I press enter, it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So this is the month number. We created the VLOOKUP for exactly this reason, because I want to get the data out of it, the actual date, the month name. VLOOKUP, let's look up number 1, and I'm looking up at the month lookup. We select all of them. So all of them is to get the whole data set. We want the column index 2 because it's the second column, and we want an exact match. So there's January. Let's push that down, and we have the whole situation sorted. So we can say I want to see what the profit in 22 was compared to the profit in 23. So I want to do is a sum if. Sum if. This is 22 and this is 23. I will show you later how you can remove that to make it a little bit pretty. It's just a helper column for us so that we can we can make it dynamic, more dynamic than what it is so far. So I want the sum ifs, and I want the sales data with the month number, and the month number is that one. Let's press 3 times from F4 so that we can make sure that it's always the A column, but the 3 changes, so it becomes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but it always stays on the A column. And I'm doing it completely wrong for the keen people who are looking at us, because it's first in the sum ifs, it's first asks for the sum range. For the sum range, I want the total profit, of course, because that's what we really are interested in. How many profits did we make, etc. So the criteria range, that's where I was looking into previously. So the sales data, and I want the month number. We get this month number 3 times F3, so stays on column A, but the row can change. And sales data, and let's get the year. This one, we press F4, so that it's always on number 222. 2022, I have to say. So let's create this a nice number. And let's pull it down so we can see straight away that it is changing every month. So A14, so that's for 12, etc. We want to do this same for profit 23. We can just copy paste this cell and paste it in there. What we see there is an exact replica of what we had earlier. The only thing that really changed is the date. So we can change this one to D, and the D is for 2023. There there you have it. There you have it. So we have data for every month now. What we can do is we can do the difference to see what has happened. So to see the difference in percentage, we want the profit of 23 minus the profit of 22 divided by the profit of 22. And by that we get a percentage that shows how much profit we have lost or gained per month. So you can see June has a higher profit certainly than what it was before. So that's something worth investigating. What I want to do here, I would say let's create a chart to see if there's big discrepancies. There's none. There's absolutely none. We can try to format the grid lines, format the axis. Let's make it minimum 40,000. See if it changes a little bit. Let's make it 80,000 or 800,000 to have a little bit clearer distinction between the years. You can see straight away there's no big distinction. So there's 1 month that we have a little bit more than the previous year, but overall it is pretty much the same, right? So we can see what the average is of 2023, 22 is average. Let's see what that was. Per month we have roughly about that. Average 23. Oops, sorry. So average, let's see. Yeah, that's slightly less, but not extreme. So this is our first initial instinct, looking at the months, looking at the dates, to see if there's a big discrepancy per date. Not the case. So we have to dive a little bit deeper into the data to see if there is something missing or amiss. So let's do one more. We have seen now the January, February, March, April, etc. Monthly, month over month, there is not much difference, but there are more categorical challenges that we can look into. For example, we can look at the regions, because the regions, as you can see here, is west, south, north, and east. But there might be a big discrepancy month over month, year over year, etc. So we can have a look into that to see, has something changed? Is there anything in a region that gives us a warning sign? So let's do this again. Region is unique. Let's get the sales. Let's sort it as well alphabetical. Let's sort it sales and then region. And we don't need to add anything to it. So east, north, south, and west. Profit 22 and profit 23. So yeah, let's do this. Some ifs. So I have two ifs. One if is on the year and one if is on the region. We do miss one key point, and that's this one, our helpers, to make sure that we have that's sorted. What you can do, something what I often do is making a list of years, if that's something I'm using more often. So making a list of years, and that's this. So I can use that and place it there, for example, but I can also transpose it. So it gives a spill error, of course. So we want to have it just the values. And then we can say transpose. But we have it already. So it's 22, 23, right? So let's do some ifs. Sum range is sales, profit, total profit. And then we do the sales. Let's select the region first. And the region is always this one. So 3 times F4. And then it's the sales year. And that is always B1. So we have the profit for the East region in 22. Let's double click the handle there and we fill it in for the rest of the regions as well. Here we have 2023, but we only have to change this last part of it to a D. My apologies, to a C. And then we can see if there's big discrepancies between a region. So let's do a different percentage again. So we get the profit of 23 minus the profit of 22 within brackets, then divided by the profit of 22. And then we can see that there's 4%, even 5% less profit made in the North region in 23 than in 22. So there is something going on there. And that's a good sign. So we can start building a nice chart to show what the problem is, or that there is a problem. So let's start with the title. Minus 5% profit in the North region. So we can see that here. So I'm always removing the grid lines because I don't always need them, but sometimes it's good to have them, of course. It depends on the situation. So I want this bigger, right? Because this needs to pop. This is important information here. So yeah, let's do that. 5%. Let's change the wording a little bit. 5% less profit in North region in 2023. So straight away it gives a problem statement. Always good to have a problem statement straight away. It's very in your face. It says straight away, hey, there's a huge problem here in the North. I have a chart with it. I have the data to back it up, but there is a problem. So let's do this. Let's do it this way. With the mind of data visualization and storytelling, we want our eyes of the audience to draw into the North region because that's where the pain point is, the biggest pain point. Also in the East, but the North region is a bigger pain point. It's 5% less profit made. So there is something going on. Other regions are increasing or not as much, but the East is bad as well. So it depends on what is a bigger priority for the business. Where are the biggest customers, which, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of things that you can look into. We want the North to pop because that's the area that we want to highlight. So let's first change the fill colors. I love gray. Gray is such a good color to mute a little bit of the colors that you have, but also to emphasize on something that you really want to highlight. So all of them, we have the East, or we have the 2022, that is all light gray now. So let's do a solid fill of a darker gray of 2023. So 2023 is the latest, so that wants to be popping in your head, like, ah, yeah, okay, 2023, that's the blue, the darker bar. However, we have this one here. We want the north to pop out of the field so that we can really say, hold on, there is a huge problem there. And that's with one single color you can highlight that. So you have profit 23, profit 22, and you have a orange bar there that says, "Oi, there is something going wrong." And that something going wrong, I want to highlight that. What is going wrong? So what we can do is add a data label. So first of all, it gets the data label from the area that it's putting the data from. But I want the data range from here. So that you have to give the data label range the same range as the data is coming from. So that's why I have it added here at the back. We can do that. So you see here straight away 5%, 4%, 2%, 5%. And we don't want the value itself. We don't need leader lines because I'm going to add the label inside the end. So it's at the top, but still in the bar. So it's this one that we want to highlight mainly. So we make it bigger, make it good big. It doesn't matter. Let's make it white because it's in there. And these ones you can barely see. So that's okay. We can even delete them because that's not where I want my eyes to drawn into. So 5% less profit in the North region in 2023. That is the area that I want to highlight. So an extra point to highlight that field is, let's give it a border. Shape fill, let's put it on 0, but let's have an outline. We can make it even a little bit bigger so that it's really popping. And at the moment you see this on a slide or on a dashboard, straight away your eyes are drawn to the north and you think, shit, there's something wrong there. And you think, we need to change that there. So that's one of the approaches I'm taking to dive into the data. So my next step would be going into the north. What is happening in the north? Why is it changing with 5% of profit on previous? We can look into that later. So that's my video for today. I think we are reaching definitely for the 20 minutes, maybe over. So that's for today. What we can do, if there's some animo for this one, to make this a bigger dashboard, to keep working on this approach and give you an idea on how to work this. For sure, this is an approach to take in data analytics. So we have talked about importing the data into your Excel file from a CSV, but it can be from any other source. We have looked into the sanitation of the data. How do we sanitize it? How do we pull certain information out of it that we want and what we don't want? And how can we start our analysis on the data? And it's about hypothesis testing, hypothesis testing. Is there something wrong with if I look at the dates? When I look at yearly profits, there's no much of a difference. There's also no big growth, but there's no much of a big difference. So there's no pain point that I can highlight here. But if I look at the regions, I can say there is a pain point. North region is a pain point at this moment because it's 5% less profit. It's brought back with other regions so that the yearly data doesn't show that there's a problem. There's an underlying problem, but there is an underlying problem. So one step further is looking into the north. What is going on there? Is it a certain team that is lacking? Is the product? Is the salesperson that has really dropped the ball? so you can really dive into it to find the real reason, the root cause of this problem. And with that, you can also highlight potential strategies to solve that problem. That's it so far for today. Thank you so much. If this was interesting for you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I am aware I have only 3 videos so far. There's more coming. There's more coming. Don't worry. Subscribe and you will see them coming over into your feeds. Yeah, once I upload them. So yeah, thank you for watching. And
it's all about the data and how you play it. All about the code and how you slay it. All about the trends, the charts you make. It's all in the data. There's no mistake.